This is a reading for all signs. You are in a particular space in your life where you are led by logic. You're not led by emotion. You're not led by feeling. You're not led by external factors, ever-changing factors. You are led by logic. If this makes sense, if this aligns, if this, you're making sure that what decisions and how you move and how you plan is backed by logic. It's backed by facts. It's backed by statistics. Oh, if I did this many times and it didn't work, I'm not doing that anymore. There's consistency here. There is repetitive action here. It's pretty much saying that you know what you want. You know what you want. You know what to do to get to where you want to get to, right? You know the particular steps that you need to take. And you know that you can't be over emotional about situations. You can't be over emotional about people, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, okay, I'm going to continue doing this. You know what I'm saying? There's something here where you're working toward a specific goal, and you're not new to this. You're true to this, right? You are somebody who, you invest long term into things that you know are of value and that you're going to get some sort of return on because you're putting in the effort, right? And that has to do with relationships. It has to do with work, career, school, whatever it is that you're investing your time and energy into. You will invest in it long term if you know if it's going to bring you back something in return. What's beautiful about this and what's different about this energy is that, again, it's not based off of feeling. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see this has the potential to do this. No, you're saying, oh, I have a skill set in this area and I want to pursue a particular degree or school path or something of that sort in this particular skill that I have. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's not based out of like, oh, I feel really good when I cook food. But it's not technically a skill that you have. You just feel really good doing it, and you cook for yourself, and that's great. But you don't have the skill to cook for a group of people or people who, you know what I'm saying? That sort of energy. And with this Knight of Pentacles being backed by the Queen of Swords, it's like you have discernment now. You have wisdom, and experience. And you're literally guiding your own footsteps, is kind of what I'm getting here. Because there's an energy here also of like, you have all this wisdom, you have all this knowledge, but it doesn't align with your career. Like, it doesn't align with the external. Like, you can't, everything that you have up here, you don't see in front of you. It does, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know all of this. I read all these books. I've learned all of this information, right? But now I need to make it applicable. I need to be able to apply all of this knowledge that I have up here. I need to be able to apply it in the real world, right? What can I do with all this knowledge that I have up here in the real world? Okay. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. It's like, okay, you're getting to a point where your knowledge is finally going to align with your actual physical skills, and your knowledge is going to align with, the experience that you have in the external. Then you have this Two of Pentacles, which is clarified by the Two of Swords and the World, which I believe is beautiful. I mean, the Two of Swords and the World card tells me that there's a huge cycle ending of you being indecisive, right? Because now you're being led by clarity. You're being led by discernment. You're being led by the wisdom that you have garnered and gained over years and years, right? Listening to people and taking heed and listening to people and watching videos, reading, whatever it is that you decided to do to gain this experience, gain this knowledge. You have taken it and you are You now have the discernment, and you now have the awareness, I should say, to be able to apply it. Okay. Two of Swords in the World card. End of a cycle. End of an era of you being indecisive. You saying, or like denying yourself, like in denial, like. And I feel like the denial energy comes from trying to close your heart off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. How should I explain this? Because this is like, so it feels contradictory. Again, this is a reading that just feels so. There's a depth to this reading, and it's like the Two of Swords signifies an energy of you closing yourself off. You're closing your heart off. You're blocking something out. You don't want to acknowledge something. You don't want to see something for what it is. On the other hand, the Queen of Swords is saying, I know that you have feelings. I don't want to deny you of those feelings, but I also don't want your feelings to lead me. As like you're talking to yourself. Like if I was talking to myself, I'd be saying, I acknowledge that I have these feelings. I acknowledge that, this hurts me and I don't want to work with this person anymore. Or this annoys me, or this makes me feel a type of way. I acknowledge those feelings, but I also know that if I quit my job today, or if I, block this person, or, break up with this person, the issues are still going to always be there unless I actually address them. And so the Queen of Swords is saying, hey, I am very much focused on my goals and how I get there, planning accordingly and looking into all the fine details. And I'm an adult enough to address things that concern me, that bother me, that bother me. And so the Two of Pentacles, I feel like, is signifying you being able to bring that into balance, saying that, hey, the goal is very important here, right? The goal is very important. And so as much as I want to justify my emotions in every single experience, it's not always going to be like that. There has to be a balance, okay? Then you have the Eight of Wands, okay? I feel like this is the energy of just things completely taking off for you. Like once you've moved out of this space, out of this step, and you've realized, okay, I need to balance. I need more balance. I need to, I'm closing out of this cycle. I'm not being indecisive, okay? Things just move very fast for you. And what's so amazing about this is that you have the Seven of Pentacles here. The investments that you've made into yourself, into your life, into your growth, bro, they're multiplying. I mean, multiplying exponentially. Exponentially. I feel like success is yours. And you're ready for it. I feel like you have the proper mindset, because a lot of you guys are working towards a career. You're working towards a something that is going to set you up in the physical and the external, with stability and security, right? You're working toward, like, there's an adulting here that I'm seeing here, where it's like putting childish ways away. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Sun. I mean, wow. All of this energy is looking forward. Energy, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. All of these energies are facing forward. They're no longer focused on the past. They're no longer 10:10. Oh my gosh, I just seen 10:10 on the clock. Oh my gosh. Talk about synchronicity. Talk about alignment. You are no longer focused on the path. Like energetically, the future is yours. Energetically, you are in the present, but you're more connected to your higher self than your lower self. That's kind of what that's absolutely what I'm getting here. You are, if you were maybe I would say a year ago, right? A year ago you were 65-75%, closer to your lower self. And I would say you are 5% attached to your lower self and 95% attached to your higher self. This is, I won't even say this is a period of solitude for you, because the Nine of Pentacles is here, the Sun is here, and then the Queen of Wands is here. You are stepping in and stepping out, is what I'm seeing here, to be quite honest, because you do have the Hermit here in the Moon and the Death card. And I feel like, again, that has come to an end. That solitude has come to an end. There's a confidence here, right? Again, because you know what you want. You know where you're going. You know what you don't want. A lot of you guys, the discernment, this Queen of Swords energy, the discernment has come based on the things that you do not want. You can acknowledge right now, right here and now, I don't want that type of job. I don't want to be around those type of people. I don't want that type of relationship. I don't want to eat that type of food. I don't want to go to those type of places. I don't like to do these type of things. You can identify a lot of things, of the things that you don't want, which has steered you on the correct path of what you do want, closer to your purpose and, your path of abundance. This is a season, I believe, because you have the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, and that equals out to the Nine of Pentacles. You've unlocked keys. What do they say? Thanos, gems. Were they gems on his finger? On his Don't get me lying. You've acquired a lot of keys, okay, up until this point. And you are in a space, again, where you are stepping into a season of abundance. You're stepping into a season of independence, of growth, at an exponential rate. And so you need to be prepared for these opportunities and these blessings that are coming in for you, okay? I feel like some of you guys are going to be getting mail. You're going to be getting mail, you're getting gift cards in the mail. There's checks coming in the mail. There's money coming in the mail, things of that sort. You're about to start getting a windfall of abundance and opportunities, that you can kind of pick and choose from based off of what, is going to be in alignment with your given path. Okay. This is incredible energy, because the major arcana that showed up here, in the immediate spread, was the World card. Okay. And what the World card is, a completion of cycles, right? A completion of cycles. And without the full showing up here, it reminds me that, yes, this cycle is completing, but that's exactly what's happening, right? You're in that's why I said that you had 5% connected to your lower self and that 95% connected to your higher self, because, the cycle hasn't fully completed out, right? Because there is some sort of option here. You get to choose something. And I feel like both are for your higher good. because you've closed the cycle of indecision. So you do have options, but it's choosing which option. What option am I going to choose? I've already made a decision that I want to be consistent with something. I want to work toward a particular goal. So what is it that I'm going to do? Whatever it is that you're going to do is going to be successful because you've put in yourself in a position to show up consistently, have discernment, and making better decisions, not be indecisive. Like, those are the preemptive factors, right? That are, really necessary in discipline, necessary for you to take a goal or take, some form of action and create it and complete a goal, right? Again, and I just realized this. There's no cups out here. There are no cups out here. What was I saying earlier? Emotion has no place in this energy. Not to say that your emotions don't matter. We're not saying that. We're not saying your emotions don't matter. We're saying that your emotions do not have a place in your progression, because you as a person, and if this resonates with you, you as a person, that when you allow your emotions to lead you, it's chaotic, it's confused, it's an energy where, when you're in your emotions, other people, you know what I mean? When you operate out of your emotions, it's easy for people to pick you apart, or easy for people to manipulate you, or easy for people to guide you in particular directions because you're guided by your emotions. You're dealing with someone who's really happy, who's really excited, and you become really excited, and then they let you down, and then all of a sudden think you fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not led by that anymore. You're led by logic. You're led by, does this work? Has this person proven to me that they are reliable? If not, okay. You know what I'm saying? Have I proven to myself that I am reliable? You know what I'm saying? You know how you deal with relationships and connections. And this is for me specifically, where I've dealt with people and I've been so hurt that they didn't want to be in a relationship with me, or they didn't want to be friends with me, or, things of that sort. And I would get really down on myself, and I would really be really upset, but I wouldn't want to truly acknowledge why. And I would always try to blame that person, like, oh, you guys, you think you're too good for me, you think you're better than me, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's not the fact that they're better than me. It's just a simple fact of we don't align, right? You're not a dependable person. Saying that to myself, I'm not a dependable person. If you call me up, I might not answer. You know what I'm saying? I might not answer. And there are other people out there who you call them, first ring, they're going to answer their phone, right? You can rely on that person to pick up their phone and answer it, right? That person is dependable in that regard. Or you need a shoulder to cry on. You may not be emotionally available to, let that person cry on your shoulder, things of that sort. And so I've had to realize, like, okay, I don't align with that person. I don't have to be sad about that. I just have to acknowledge, like, hey, we don't align. There's some things that I got to work on. If I want to be in this circle, if I want to be in this relationship, if I want to be around these people, I got to ask myself, should I be working on that? And if the answer is yes, then yes. Not based out of emotion, because, man, I want to be included. I want to feel this. I want to feel. No. If my goal is to be in particular rooms, if my goal is to be around particular people, if my goal is to reach a certain level of success, well, guess what? I've got to prove to myself that I deserve to be in that space. So this was a dope reading, and I was going to go to bed, and something just kept telling me, do a reading. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of readings that I do that be very surface level. It's hard for me to channel like really deep readings like this every single night. I'm telling you, and I do a lot of readings. I get really good readings like this maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, because like that's how intense the energy is. And that's just when the message comes in. You know what I mean? You've seen some of the readings, they're pretty surface level. Oh, this person loves you, or they don't love you, or they want to be with you. It's not this incredible. But this is a general reading for the public, for the collective. We have Leo energy here, very strong. Leo, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio. Leo, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio. But again, the water signs weren't as prevalent. So if you're a water sign, you've been super emotional and that's your energy, as of late, this reading may not be for you, but maybe you are a water sign, but you have fire, earth, or air predominant in your chart. So that could be pretty interesting for you. 1010. Look up the angel number 1010. I will post it in the comment section as well. If you can't read the comment section, you just want to, listen to the video. But 1010 is the angel number. I would also even look up 1919 angel number, because the 10 is about completion. I also have doubles here. 22 2 is significant here as well. I'm just looking for any other synchronicities. Wow, this was just an incredible reading. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys, and tuning into the reading. I will absolutely see you guys in the next one. Be well.